Welcome, everybody. Welcome to BeoTalk number 244. As per usual, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done yet already. If you want a guaranteed answer to your topic and or question, please leave a super chat. Any questions go, as per usual, and then we have some more promotional. You're large. Go and buy something cool at Skinny Play, and you can have a discount of 10% if you use the promo code, which is probably standard practice by now. It's also in the description, I think, if I haven't yet forgotten to put that in. Shouldn't have, but it's welcome to the most unprepared show on YouTube.
Batteries not included.
No. We have friends over at Prestige Creators if you want to spruce up your older B&O or even your current B&O. So go give them a visit and buy yourself something nice. No kickbacks or anything. Just we want them to stay in business. And then we have a Discord where you can catch things earlier than just about anybody else, and getting more and more popular is our Substack, which doesn't cost anything, and you can not see us if you don't want to see us. And also it doesn't cost you anything, and the app plays when the app is closed in the background, so your screen doesn't have to be on all the time, which
unless you're the purpose.
Yeah, unless you're paying for YouTube. YouTube doesn't do that anymore. They used to, but
what? Mine doesn't. Mine runs behind. Like if I close the screen or turn off the screen.
Yeah, but you're probably YouTube Red or something, right?
Oh yeah, I pay. Like I get premium, whatever it's called.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore if you're not paying for YouTube.
Yeah, but they fill your shit with ads, and I don't like that. Like I can't deal with ads. That's why I don't even watch regular TV, because I just can't stomach this nonsense. So,
but back in the day, you could actually watch YouTube with the app closed, or listen to YouTube like Rogan podcast and that sort of thing. But they took that feature out, and now you have to pay for something that used to be normal.
It's always something.
Yeah, so we need to see cats. Well, they're cats. They're not dogs. They don't come on.
They decide. They decide if they want to see you. It's not the other way around. Yeah, with the dogs. So what about the beta?
So yeah, if anybody watched the midweek show that I thought was only going to last 45 minutes and then was 4.5 hours.
Even I joined. I'm like, I gotta help them shut this down. And I got sucked in for about 2 hours.
So somebody asked me something about, do you have this or is this only beta? And I couldn't see it, so I went into beta, and then that worked fine and all. But then I decided, well, I don't necessarily want to be a guinea pig, so it's fine and it works. Hi,
Mom. Anyways, so you reinstalled?
Well, there needs to be a huge fucking disclaimer. Bloody hell, you can't swear, but this is infuriating. Because if you go out of beta, it decides, oh, this is a new product. Let's wipe everything.
All your presets, everything, all the tuning.
Presets, tuning, speakers connected, how your HDMIs are set up, everything. Your remote.
So basically, you're a brand new, out-of-the-box Beosound theater.
Yes.
That sits on the wall.
But there's no disclaimer that it's going to do this, because from normal to beta, it doesn't do that. But apparently going backwards does.
I never realized that, because they did put some stuff in the beta in the shop, and then I reversed it. But it was like a level, right? So it's not a big deal. You're just like, oh yeah, you got to reset this. But this sucks. Like if you got, what do you have? 6 pairs of speakers, or no? 2, 4.
I
I don't even know how many bloody speakers you got in there, but you got all the power link connections, right?
yes.
So like that's a lot to reconnect, and it sucks. That sucks. That sucks hard. What I started having an issue with is because I'm on the building's internet here.
Yeah.
The panel doesn't like. I turn on YouTube. The theater works flawless. It turns
Yeah.
on the screen, but it doesn't turn on the YouTube. It says there's no network connection. I have to go into the network settings and click on my Wi-Fi network. Don't have to put the password. I just click on it, and then the TV goes back in.
I think that might be an LG Eco setting.
Well, tabarnak, as they say.
Because that's one of those things that auto switch off to save extra power, right?
I don't know if I thought I disabled all this eco-vegan nonsense. See, like it just, and also I think the only complaint that I have with the theater is if you listen to music and you pause it, like let's say you're on a phone, right?
Yeah.
Nobody, like, I don't know, maybe in Europe they do, but nobody here in North America stays on the phone like for 3 minutes. People talk a lot longer, right?
Mm.
This goes to standby after 3 minutes. And there is no setting anywhere that I can find in the app or whatever, or some eco nonsense, whatnot, that you could just like, the auto standby where you can just turn it off on the old Beo systems and such. You can't do this on a theater. And I understand, energy costs a lot in Europe, but I don't pay for it here, and I would like to have my theater on the entire time. Where is this? In general, I guess. Let's go.
I think so.
Let's go, Brandon.
Maybe
OLED care. No.
Is it under network maybe, or
System? Some vegan settings. They have to be somewhere in here. Additional settings. Bloody hell. No. Anybody, feel free to point me out the right direction to turn this off.
Is it under network maybe? Or
if I go to network, it just brings me to the screen, and that's all I get.
Oh, weird.
That's all I get. I can go into the other network settings, and then I can mess about with whatever here. But what's the point?
Is there no way to pull a cable?
Bro, the freaking network antenna is right there.
Yeah.
I plugged in because I was trying to put the BeoLiving intelligence in here too, right? Because come on. It doesn't give me IPs.
Oh.
So I'm hooped. But this nonsense here, like, it's got to be somewhere, bro. Like, I don't know where or why would it do this. Somebody in the chat.
Yeah, I
has any idea?
I haven't played enough with it. With the old, because I had the C9 for so long.
AI Picture Pro. I don't know.
Wait, isn't the always ready? What does the pop-out menu say?
When the TV is turned off, it switches to always ready to optimize wallpaper, voice recognition, and blah, 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 which I didn't agree. And you have an option to not agree to the voice nonsense in the initial, the agreement settings. And then the TV don't listen to you no more because it doesn't have the permission. So
good.
Don't agree to everything you see. TV management, home stores, quick start.
I mean, I get why that may actually be it. That it always because then it probably can respond to network.
Oh, there we go. I gotta freaking delete that nonsense too since I'm here.
Oh, I see you got your wings in.
Yeah, dude. It's all complete. She's flying high.
Yay.
Yeah, dude. It looks stunning. They're freaking shiny, though, I gotta say.
But so, since you were going from a standard 55 to now with wings, do you like?
I like it more with the wings. I like it more with the wings. At first, when I put them on, I'm like, it kind of looked better because it gave that cascade profile. But once you put the wings on, there's no coming back. There's no coming back. Let's put this where it's supposed to be called.
Well, just so people know that order the wings. It's a good thing to order.
Well, now I got a spare 55 wings, and there we go. Cool. Now I can actually see it properly.
Yay.
Right on.
But
So
yeah, if you go to beta, like it's
I am in beta.
No, but don't go back because there's no warning that it'll delete everything. I mean, so obviously, since you can now talk to B&O through the app and whatnot, I sent him a a pretty angry letter, like. Like, where is the warning for this? This should like pop red and flash at you, and like, because I told him like everything's full. I have to redo everything. This is gonna take me, and I timed it. In the end, it took me about an hour and a half or something to fix it all.
Well, yeah, because you got to retune everything, right?
Yeah,
Other than the 50s, I guess.
The worst part of it is that we had 3 days where it was raining sideways with lots of wind.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't really quiet enough to tune it.
Oh, feels bad. So you couldn't do it.
Yeah. So you're listening to like... I mean, it doesn't sound bad untuned, but it's like, it's so much better when it's tuned.
Of course. Like, there's... Yeah, that's first world problem, I hear, I guess. But yeah, that's I don't know. I'm gonna turn this on and see if the YouTube pops up in a bit.
Generic Enthusiast says if you have the installer remote for the LG panel, use code 8288 and you can remote access Wake on LAN. If that's on, then it won't lose network anymore.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, like David, good idea, but I think they'll decline if I send them a bill for redoing all this nonsense. Because, I mean, the weirdest thing was when I took it out of beta and it was reinstalling itself, my girlfriend was watching something on the stage in the bedroom, and that started ticking. As in, like, it wasn't like the tick the 50s had, but it was sort of like a higher note on a xylophone. Like, ding, ding, ding.
What?
Ding. Yeah, and once it was done and we reset both, it was gone again. Like, I don't know if one is connected to the other, but the moment I took it out of beta, the stage in the bedroom started making noises. Like, how? Like something is going on there. Okay,
generic news. Do I have to have the TV on in order to put this code in, or just do it while it's in standby? What is it? 8288. Son of a bastard! It turned on. What is it doing?
Good investment.
This?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got made fun of it in the shop for buying it. It was like, we have a couple of those. I'm like, well, I have my own.
You're gonna put a sticker on it.
Adjust 8288.
Password. What's the password?
I don't know. Adjust.
1, 2, 3.
No, it's gonna be something. Watch me break my TV live.
You need to be on with the menu hovering on connection.
Okay. Let's do it.
Live problem solving.
Well, fudge. How do you else find this out, right? So where am I supposed to be? Go to network, I guess.
Hovering on connection. But that's probably the side menu you were just in. If you go back, the one with the bubbles on the side.
Oh, the bubbles. Michael Bubble. Hold on a second here. Exit.
It's too many buttons on that thing.
This is freaking confusing to hell, because like I'm used to Beo Remote 1. Like I've had this in my hand for now freaking 11 years, and you're looking at this like an ape on a fucking polished rock. Pardon my French. Like,
I don't think YouTube will see that as a swear word.
fuck. Okay, so I press what menu now? Okay, and then we go to the little internet
Connection.
thing here. 8288. Not a pinata, bro. But if I press adjust, it just asks for the password. I don't know what the password is. There's literally 9,999 choices here, so I'm not gonna go through that. So we're gonna run out of time. Yeah, sucks. I can't do this.
But I mean, so yeah, it was and shitty weather, so you're stuck with something that's untunable. Well, you could technically tune it, but then it will actually take into account sort of ambient noise. So you're then tuning for rain, which isn't always there, which is shitty. And then I mean, coming back to cats, this is actually an issue. When it goes specifically the weep, like the top part, like my cats both go like
trip out.
like what's going on? And it gets worse when obviously you have so many speakers that all do it.
Oh,
so
yeah, and they have a lot of them. They do it like even with just this. It's how many?
Yeah.
6 sweeps basically.
Yep.
And plus the 18s.
So and specifically if Bacon, the smaller of the two, is hungry, he'll start meowing with the whooping.
Oh God!
So you have to redo it every time.
Oh, that's funny.
So it's one of those things where it's like, God, please, think about this, because I'm willing to help being on beta and testing stuff, but it would really be nice if I decide to no longer do that, to not lose everything. Like,
but it sort of makes sense.
Does it though?
It doesn't. It doesn't. Like I think that I don't think it should wipe out the settings file, but then or the presets file, right? Like it shouldn't be wiping that out, in my opinion.
It wiped literally everything, including the remote connection.
See, I think that should stay. To me, it's like reinstalling Windows and having all the files in a separate hard drive, right? That you just have an operating system on, and then you have all your, just your files, whatever. But yeah, I wouldn't. I don't know why. I'm not surprised, but I never really gave it that deep of a thought because I haven't done it to myself with, like having freaking 10 speakers connected to the thing, and then all of a sudden, like, oh. And it's a pain in the dick because you got to do all the presets for everything, right?
Exactly.
So for me, then it would also wipe the stand presets, everything. Like it just, you have to recalibrate the stand positions.
I've reconnected the remote and every available preset from HBO Max and Amazon and stuff was back in the remote. It's like, I don't use any of this. It's like,
so you gotta go into the app and delete everything from the source startup behavior. Fudge.
But Philip says, because you're going from a higher version of the software to a lower version, developers only implement a migration of higher version, not lower version. Yeah, well, I understand that to a point, but surely you can revert because it's a beta. I mean, I get it in a way, but I mean, if you look at the software versions, they're both 2.3.4, and the app nowadays doesn't tell you anything beyond that. So it's like there's no, even if you were inclined to understand that, it's like, So in that case, then there needs to be a warning of beware, you're going to beta.
or just saying, you are not might, you are losing if upon reset you will lose all your settings and presets and everything.
Yeah, because I would have never have done it.
And now you know. Now we all know, Fudge. Yeah, that sucks. But like I said, I've done it a couple times in the shop for like little small products and whatever. Like emerge takes nothing to set up, literally. But
No, but that's okay. Like
if you
you're not
start,
changing. You may have to reset your radio channels, or
no, you got to reset your radio channels. You got to put it back onto Google if you wanted to have Google on it, right?
mm-hmm.
And that's about that. Yeah, my only irritation is that the damn thing turns off after 3 minutes. So like if I get a phone call and I pause the music, like and I'm one of those people that walk around the house while they're on the phone. I don't just sit static. And then
Mm-hmm.
I just turn around and the bloody thing that the stand is parked, the TV's off, and I'm like, wow, fudge! Like, come on, why?
Well, another nitpick, but this is a slighter nitpick. So I have 12 listening positions.
My screen's blown right out.
Yeah, 12 listening positions.
For what?
But they don't save in the manner you do them. But they also don't go alphabetically.
I noticed that in mine too. I have 3 only. I don't know how do you have 12 and this thing not even moving. What do you have for each chair?
No, it's just different speaker setups, really.
Oh, I see.
So I have the standard where everything is on. Then I have just the theater. Then I have the theaters with the rear 17s to see how that sounds. Then for radio, I have the 18s and 19. I have to compare that directly 17s and 19. Then I have the 50s with the 17s. The whole everything on except for the 19 to see how different that is. Then I have the theater with just the 17s up top, like 4 17s, which actually sounds bloody excellent.
I could imagine.
And then I have just the 50s for, I don't know, just pure music listening.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how I read it off. But I didn't make them in that case, or in that what you call it,
in that order.
In that order. But in the remote, they are saved how I made them in the order.
That makes no sense.
So, but also, again, if I have the app in my hand and I scroll there, where all the speaker groups are, it's like, so the second to last one I made is last, and the last one I made is in the middle.
That makes no sense. And I think also that there should be an option to move the stuff about.
Yes, please. Because it's
on the list. The list needs to be movable. Like,
and I initially thought it was like maybe they do it alphabetically or something.
No.
But that makes no sense either, because one is called BL90, one is called BL50. And that's more a reference to me that I know what it is. But those, I did those last, and the second to last one is last, and the last one is now in the middle. Like, wait, what?
That makes no sense. That it just, I don't know how does, like, according to what does it sort?
I don't know. Once I was done and went back and came back into the app, it was rejigged. And there's no way to put them in a different spot.
No, I've tried mine also. Like I did them, I guess chronologically, the way I wanted to have them organized in the remote and the app, but it goes the other way. It just does whatever it wants to do.
Thanks, Guy.
The boxes don't fit on the iPad. Interesting. Yeah, there's a couple quirks with the app, I guess. And yes, that's right. You can delete the sound modes from the app.
You mean the TV, music, movie, game, night modes? Or do you mean the speaker groups / listening?
Well, the speaker groups, listening positions, you can delete. But yeah, you can delete the sound modes.
But you can add to them, right?
Yeah, you can add, but those defaults, you can change them and rename them, but you cannot delete them. I don't think at all. They're just kind of locked in there.
Weird, because if I swipe, delete will come up.
Okay.
And I'm not on the beta software anymore, goddamn.
Oh no, you reset everything back to what it was.
Yeah, it's like I'm not going to go back to this.
So what did it prompt you to do to go off beta? What was the decision behind that?
Nothing really. Just wanted to see what the regular software was about.
I mean, found out hard.
Yeah, initially the beta was useful because the beta had a bunch of bug fixes in the beginning where there was quality of life improvements. But at this point, everything just works really. So
for me, I don't know what happened. I don't know. I'll chalk it up to Friday 13th, I guess, because that was an interesting day for me. I got home from work. I opened my phone on the app, and it just basically gave me a default welcome screen. I go to the sign in. I'm signed in as me. None of my products available. Everything's wiped. I don't understand what happened.
So you had to add everything back again?
Yeah, and I added it in, and it like you can just it already knows it's set up. Like I pressed on the theater, and then all the 4 things like screen connected, remote connected, theater configured, and stand also. And then it just was there. I had to go and do the Halo, but Halo already had the theater and the shower on it already. I also had to add the emerge from the shower. I haven't put the headphones in it, but they're just weird. I do not understand what happened, like at all. And yeah, I had to basically redo my app for whatever reason.
Guy said this week added my heights, pain in the ass. Adding extra speakers, need to reset. Huh.
What do you need to reset?
Yeah, because you just you just add them.
What I don't like within the theater is that if you, like I had the BeoLab 11 set up in here, just for testing the chassis and whatnot, and also what it sounds like with it. I made a mistake of unplugging it from PowerLink before deleting it from the theater. So now there's a ghost BeoLab 11 in all of my speaker positions as not connected. And you cannot delete it. It's not in the PowerLink. It doesn't show up because it's not connected physically. So the only way for me to do this again is like literally take the damn thing out of the box, plug it back into the PowerLink port that I had it set up at, and delete the speaker.
Connected speakers won't allow you to add existing setup. No, I get that, but can't you just
create from scratch?
Yeah, or a duplicate and add speakers.
No, duplicate doesn't let you add speakers.
It doesn't.
Does it?
I don't remember, but
let's see. So far, okay.
I mean, in many ways, I think part of the weird usability of it is that everything is in the app and you cannot get anything in a TV menu at all anymore, which I still aren't the biggest fan of. But
see, like I just can't. That's so weird. Yeah, let's
well, it did turn.
Yeah. Let's do this. Oh, the TV, yeah, because I'm on the kitchen preset. Let's go share the screen. Share this guy. Boom. So then I did BlueStacks. I have the app pulled up so we can actually see it all.
Hold on. Oh no. Where do I do this again?
I don't know. I can't see your computer.
Uh, uh,
Doesn't it share it from the like?
yeah. Oh, no, found it. Sorry.
There you go.
I'll put you over here.
Let's see. I like the fact that you can operate the stand and such with the TV turned off. The only way you could do that with the Avant was through the gateway when you would send a command to it. So here we are. Let's go to the movie one. No. Back. Oh, crash all these. You bastards. Hang on a second. Let it boot up again. Also, I think I would really like to have a TV icon over top of it if it's set up. Like the way it's set up, it should be that icon of it. Like I know you guys have the renderings of it because it's already on the line, but it should know app should know what the theater is set up like. You
Yeah.
know, especially when it's with its own ecosystem, such a either a wall bracket or a motorized floor stand. If you have it on a pedestal or the table stand, then you should be able to add it in there by yourself. But I think that's one thing that should be addressed, in my opinion. Okay, so let's go to the kitchen preset, and then in the advanced we get which is funny to your bless you to your irony of it all. The advanced speaker say these settings are for expert use and professional installers. Unintentional changes can deactivate speakers. So they give you a really good warning here, but they won't tell you that you're gonna just about to nuclearize your entire freaking uh, deal. So here, see, there's my BeoLab 11. I don't have it connected. There's no role, and there is nowhere to delete it. Like there's nowhere to you can delete the bloody thing. So and I use these as virtual. These are actually it's sweet.
When you go to connected speakers, is that where you can take it out?
The which sorry?
If you go back, there should be a tab somewhere for connected speakers, if I'm not mistaken.
See, on my phone, it shows two BioLab 18s over here underneath it, but
Yeah,
on
but
this
if you
app
go
it
to
doesn't.
the triple dots on the right top,
Yeah.
product settings, and then you have connected speakers. Oh, it's not there. Like, what
That's
the
what I'm
hell?
saying. That's what I'm saying. Connect PowerLink to. So there should be a speaker that just should be grayed out now that you can just delete, but there
Yes.
isn't one. So and like you know.
I mean, I take it you
See,
took
and
the.
then if you go add third-party speakers, I have all the bloody power links available except the one that I had the goddamn BioLab 11 plugged into,
What
and I
happens?
can't uncheck it.
What happens if you just put an Ethernet cable in there?
And what, lick it? Like you need to have voltage on there, bro.
Do you?
Well, that's what PowerLink does. Like that's the auto sense, right?
No, I understand, but the theater, you set what speaker is attached to it, right? Manually. Like, it doesn't auto sense it.
No, but it senses there's current on the PowerLink because there's. Let's. I'm just gonna turn it around so everybody else can see, and I'm gonna go get me a network cable. I don't believe that that's gonna work, but I might as well try. Oh, I need to press. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, those wings are sexy, bro. I really like the wings. Boom. Is that enough?
Should be, right?
Yeah, it basically cuts it right in half. All right, let's go grab the cable.
I mean, it can just be anything, right?
Well, we'll see. Yeah. Grab a small patch cable. Maybe I should have put like a network tester on it too and see if that would work.
Do you remember what power link it was?
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, let's go, Brandon. I didn't power link number 4, which is a little bit of a pain in the penis to plug in. Okay, so
You have that often that you know what it feels like.
pretty much. Okay, so let's go to connected speakers.
Yeah.
And there's Bespoke.
Add speaker.
Oh no, that's wireless. See? Nada pinata. Because you need a bloody current on it. That's the problem. So I have to get the egg out. Or I'll just get out of beta and got my entire afternoon. So doesn't work.
Yeah, I take it rebooting doesn't change anything.
Oh no, I've had it unplugged. I even talked to it and it wouldn't listen. So
Serge has an idea. Just connect a PL cable to the 18 and delete the 11.
yeah, I know. But I don't have a long enough cat cable, but I have a power link that is a DIN to RJ45 because I had it for the BeoLab 11. So I have to take the damn thing out of the box.
But
That's
can't you just move an 18 over? It's not like they're really heavy.
No, they're not. I just don't have enough. I don't have a long, like, this is my tester cable, right? So that's my patch. Like, I don't, give me a break, bro. Like, I'm not gonna.
Wait, you don't have an Ethernet cable of any kind that's like a meter long?
I do, actually. I do have a couple in the toolbox.
Yeah, then just do that.
I might do that. Or I'll just factory reset the whole thing.
Well, that works. Then you get to enjoy the joys of redoing everything.
That's right. Which I think I got to retune a couple positions anyways. Because the way the speakers are situated.
Yeah.
Guy
says when you get to theater with 5.1 and 2 pluses filled, you cannot add more. Oh. Huh? Wait, why can't you? I'm not entirely sure what he means. Is it because you have 4 of the pluses and then the drop down? Or is it
where?
So when you at the basic point add speakers, right? You have that image of the Beosound theater, and then you have the plus where you can add something, and then the drop down to the second speaker, another plus.
See, now it shows my 18s over here. Look at that. It didn't before. So
is it speaker selection? Strange.
So it shows them already here, but there is nothing. Where is the speaker selection? It's connected speakers. That's it. If you go to add third-party speakers, I could do this.
Yeah.
It won't let you uncheck the bloody BeoLab 11.
Yeah. Well, at least you only have 2 speakers attached and not the whole.
I've limited myself because I actually have a Lab 9s here in the apartment that I'm going to take to Halifax. I was really tempted. I might do it. I'll connect them because I have 2 PL cables anyways in here, so I can connect the Lab 9s. And I'll invite my neighbor over for a movie, so then there's no noise complaints because she's going to be here. And, it's a tactical advantage.
Are the 18s on Wi-Fi?
Mm-hmm.
No network interference or anything?
No, and there's tons of networks here. But also everything's running off the Ubiquiti. It's all Unify network in here. So the entire building is managed, I'm sure, by one of those industrial gateways.
Yeah, it may also be that, just thought of it now, that in North America you have like 20 channels in the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi band that aren't allowed to be used by, is it the FCC?
Mm-hmm.
Something like from 120 to 140 is always open for some reason, which in Europe it isn't.
I think that has something to do with the military nonsense altogether.
Well, yeah, if you don't live close enough to any military base, it's probably fine then.
Hmm. Also, what I have a problem with, this works, no problem, every morning.
Yeah.
This does not.
What is it? It's
All standby at 1 o'clock in the morning. I just put it so because I used to have it on the gateway where the macro was built, and so there's all my days selected. So I want all those days,
yeah.
repeat the days at 1 in the morning to go all standby. Maybe now that I press save again, it probably will do it tonight, but it doesn't do it. There's been a number of times that I woke up like 3 in the morning and the radio's still going. I'm like, what the hell? You know, ooh, I have to reach for the remote. But
the agony.
oh, the agonizing pain of reaching for it. But still, bro, like, why? Why don't you not shut off? But you do wake up.
But that's supposed to be a command that the theater sends out to everything in the home, that everything shuts off?
Well, yeah, all standby is all standby. It's basically long press a standby remote, right? It gives the same command out on the network. So it should turn off the emerge, but I don't have the emerge usually going anyways at that point. But in case, you know, you hang out or whatever and it's late and, you know, it's a good reminder to go to bed. B, it's something that if I do pass out before that, because I like to I always listen to music. It's like when I go to bed, I always have music going on. Like I'm one of those people that I just don't like, you know,
Dead
pull
silence.
the curtains and freaking put the sleeping goggles on and plug my ears and then, you know, like just go to a coma.
Wait, you don't get your cucumber out and put it on your
Oh, yeah, that's right. My cucumber sunglasses. Yeah, no, I don't. See, it doesn't show the favorites again. So I put the standby button on the favorite remote just to see to play with it. You know what's funny? You can't actually select a line input, or I mean line in sources. You can do all those, but you cannot use the USB-C line input if you have an analog turntable or anything going into the back of the theater. It doesn't do that. Also, I don't understand what the TV does because when you turn on the TV on the like when you press play on the Halo, it just goes to a TV state, but it doesn't fire up the display. It just turns on the white LED on the theater, and it's basically ready to play something, but I don't know what. So yeah, that's one of the grievances that I have because you can do anything else. You can do the sound modes as your presets. You can do a specific volume if you wanted to. Obviously, listening positions, but you cannot do the line input. I don't know for what reason that is, but
isn't that local?
But if you go to product settings and we go to source startup behavior, there is a USB-C line in. And I don't have it included in the Beo remote list. So let's just put it in the Beo remote list. So now we go back and then we go back again. And then what was I doing?
Adding it to the favorites.
So let's go back to this and then sources. Doesn't show up. You can't add it for some reason. So that's something that I think they should look into and fix. And you know, but I guess that's what you learn when you live with the product, because otherwise, how do you learn anything?
Yeah, that's very strange.
So it's just, you know, it's not to nag on BNO or anything. It's just that these are the quirks or quirks that whatever that just don't that should be looked at, I guess. Whoever's living with this product that does the software, you should definitely consider looking into a code of that. Also,
if you work
I don't know
at
why.
B&O and rate the kitchen cabinet, take as many speakers home as you can, and see
And play
how
with it.
Yeah, and see how it is to add stuff to it. Because surely somebody can recreate what Guy said earlier, that if you have more than 2 of the 4 pluses of added speakers, that you for some reason can't add more speakers. which is weird.
What do you mean?
Uh,
If
so
you
uh,
have if you add 4 PowerLink speakers?
no, so apparently if you have 2 power links or WISA or whatever, like the plus sign, right? So, oh no, sorry, that must be PowerLink. That's PowerLink only. So if you have 2 of the power links filled and filled out and connected speakers, then you have to reset fully if you want to add more speakers, because apparently you can't add more. It somehow locks you out.
Okay, so I'm in the line in. Okay, so now it's added. Let's see what it did. Oh, it did too. But that's so silly that you got to do that in order to get it done.
Yes.
Good call. I got one client that I'm gonna contact and tell him what to do. Well, that's so weird. So I wonder if that would work with the master link sources from the network link. If you can save the net music like it used to be on.
Do you get any confirmation that it's saved?
It pinged on a theater.
Because the last time I tried that was like a few software versions ago, and it like it still works like that on the stage, right? Like you just hold it.
Yes.
But it for some reason it wouldn't take on the theater, so I haven't tried it again.
No, it took. I was actually surprised that it did. So let's just put this back to standby.
Yeah, guy says you can only assign PowerLink speakers once you're in the setup phase. Maybe that's why I never saw your issue, because I've always had high speakers because I had them with the Harmony. So it's always been there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and you can add wiser speakers at any given point, no problem.
Right.
So it's kind of strange. And even with the Eclipse and Harmony, you could add PowerLink at any given point.
Mm-hmm. I understand the listening positions and the tuning thing of it all, but I think that there should be a manual way of doing it within the app. It should let you to add more speakers, and like, yes, I don't want to use the microphone because I'm better than it, and have your own setup, like do what you like instead of having that thing figure it all out. Which that's not something that I would ever really address, but.
I mean, on the Harmony, you would just press rescan and it would go through all the PowerLink and all the wiser speakers again. But apparently the theater doesn't. They haven't thought about it.
I think it's the limiter is the way that the listening positions are now made. That everything is accounted for. Where you sit, whichever way this is turned as a TV, if you have a motorized bracket or a stand, and then whatever else speakers you have, because obviously the sound changes as it moves, and it's interesting
but let's
to
say
watch it.
You sell somebody the triangle, like the theater up front with the 28 in the rear, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're power linked. And they go, it's good. I want another set of 28s. It's like, well, I can sell you that, but I have to factory reset everything to add them. It's like,
Pretty much.
Wait, what? Why? So you better take good care of what your settings are now, because we have to redo it all. I mean, I'm not actually opposed to this, because quite often you make initial settings that you're not entirely sure about, and you sort of live with them.
Mm.
Like maybe you set your top left my button to be, I don't know, Disney Plus, but you end up not using it that much.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you want to set it to something else. And in that case, I think it's, I mean, if you're trying to make your life easier, it's just like the Lutron stuff, right? Like you only really know after living with it, and then you make more proper changes.
Adjustments.
Yeah.
Yes.
So maybe
But that's
it's
the thing.
not bad, but it's kind of annoying that you have to go through all your HDMI sources and what shows up in the list. And
Oh, to not have it in the remote.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree. I don't like it's to me it's bloatware, right? Like it's
it is
and another thing
bloatware,
is that
absolutely.
you delete that crap from the TV panel, but the remote control still keeps the list of sources.
Yes, and the app does too.
Yes.
Also, quick tip if you want to sort that list, uh, if you go to the remote and you go to your apps and whatever shows up under the TV button, toggle everything off. Oh, you're not
Yeah,
sharing.
shut her down.
Uh,
So toggle everything off
and then it'll actually take the way you want them to appear in order when you turn them back on to show in the remote.
how?
So if you go into what is it, the connected sources bit, right,
Yes.
of your remote. Am I saying sorry, source startup behavior?
Yes.
You take it's at the bottom. It says include in Beo remote list.
Yes.
Put everything to off, and then in order of what you want in your list, turn them back on. So in case when you go to screen,
Okay.
you have Prime Video, in my case Plex,
Here, I'll
etc.
share the screen again. Bloody hell. There we go.
Are you sharing the whole screen?
Oh, am I?
Yeah, I'm here double.
Hold on. Switch screen window. There we go. That should work.
Yep. So product settings. Wait, is it crashing?
No, we should
Okay.
be fine.
Product settings.
So there's that source startup behavior,
Yeah,
and I
and
definitely want the bloody YouTube to be first. So okay, let's exclude that, and let's exclude the Plex because that's the only two sources I've got.
so is the rest also off?
Yes.
Then
So now if I go to TV, I ain't got nothing on it. I don't know if you can see this or not.
yeah.
So let's go turn on the YouTubes and then go back and let's turn on the Plex. Back, back, back. Yeah, god damn, it worked. Well, there you go. You learn something new every day, man.
I also found that out the hard way because I was like, the stuff that I don't even use most, but she uses most. It's like,
Yeah,
what I see her clicking the TV button and go through the entire list, and it's like
there's got
why?
to be a better way, right?
Yes. Why is it not
Fudge.
just TV and one down or one up for that matter? Like, why is it like the whole list? It's like, what the hell? Wait, the
Yeah.
app allows you to order.
How? Where?
Long press in the middle of the bar and order.
Okay, so let's go first startup behavior. Nope.
It may be.
No, it doesn't.
No, mine doesn't either.
I'll try it on my phone.
Yeah, I'm trying it on my phone right now, and it's not letting me
I
do
think
it.
Android works better than Apple here, so let's see.
No, it's not doing it for me. Wait till it shrinks. Okay, I'm holding it. Evening unders. It's not shrinking for me.
What's up, Anders? No, it's saying it ain't doing. Dick, man, this is not working.
I mean,
Like I'm holding at like 10 Mississippis over here, bro, and it's not moving.
Like I thought maybe it's because it's the screen portion, but I'm trying it. Guy, did you maybe try that on an iPad app then? Because you were talking about an iPad earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Because on my iPhone it doesn't work. On your Android phone it doesn't work. I mean, even the
No, it doesn't work.
internal sources of the theater I can't change.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
So yeah, here in it.
Myth busted, bro.
YouTube, press and hold until it shrinks. It's still not shrinking.
Yeah, I don't know what. Oh, you're using an iPad.
So wait, so there's a difference in app versions between iPad and iPhone and Android? Weird.
Let's see. Low power. Fudge.
How low power? Like 10% or like 2?
5. We have limited time. Okay, living room. See, and this one shows my theater in black or gray melange, so it's not even right.
So if you
But
don't
it
have an
does.
iPad, this definitely doesn't work, but my method does work for ordering in the list.
Product settings, source startup behavior. Let's go to the screen. Doesn't do it.
Go to what? Remote?
Doesn't do it, bro. Now you're trolling us or some shit. Yeah, it doesn't do it. Go to remote settings. Where's the remote settings?
Yeah, what's... I don't know what that means. Is that the Beo remote?
Yeah, I don't
you
see
can
it, bro.
rewrite and go to remote settings. There's nothing directly called Beo remote settings. I see Beo remote, source startup behavior, connected speakers, proximity sensor, pair Bluetooth, signal info, BeoLink multi-room, peripheral control unit.
Yeah, there's no.
I can go.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. No matter how hard I push on the screen, bro, it doesn't do nothing.
Name, software, Chromecast, product, color, troubleshoot, about, go to beta updates.
Choose Beo Remote 1.
This is an iPad thing again.
Remote list? Is this what you're talking about?
Top of page, he said.
Oh, shit. You can do it.
Wait, where?
I'm not telling you. You have to rewatch the podcast.
God. Ah!
Here. It's in the freaking Beo Remote 1 list, so let's go. I'll click on the other one because I.
Out there. God, Beno, this is so user unfriendly.
Then there's remote list. Why, guy? Man, you went through this app better than anybody that I've seen so far.
Thank you,
yeah,
guy.
that is definitely a little bit of a. Okay, let's go to remote list. No way that you can do that, TV. So where's all the stuff?
If you're watching, there's 2 icons that are messed up. The Viaplay has an HDMI in it.
You can't see it. It's a lot of focus.
Yeah, maybe that's a bit better.
Oh, I see. I see. Canal Digital has got HDMI icon through the letters. Now that is cool. So I can just do this. Just let me. What the hell?
Why would you not put this anywhere else?
Dude, and I went through all the training that there is to be had with the BNO, and there's not a single mention of this. That you could actually do this within the app. Why can't I not move this guy? Oh, there we go.
I mean,
That is cool.
seriously, being we love you, but like in terms of usability, this app currently for the theater is one of the worst laid out bits
Hmm.
about it. Like,
I'm gonna do my both remotes then. Screw it.
the way you make a list or a listening position or speaker group or whatever you want to call it. If you have hide speakers, it doesn't automatically detect them as hide speakers. It just adds them as extra surround speakers, at least if they're like over there, right?
Hmm.
But then you can go into the list where all the speakers are, but you can't do anything in it. So you have to go done and then go back into the listening position, and then you can swap them in positions. It's like, why is that not accessible? Because the menu looks identical.
Hmm.
So it's like, God, why?
But yeah, that's cool, man. That's a really nice perk to know, actually. Uh, it's like an educational podcast today regarding everything. Such. So this is like the proper training. So the more I open and close the app, the better. See it now. It's in standby again after 3 minutes. I understand line in whatever, but give me at least 15. You know what I mean? Or let me set it somewhere in the settings that I can do like the auto standby back in the yesteryears of 2 4 and never, right, hours.
Yeah.
So that's my pet peeve with this.
I mean,
But other than that, this thing is awesome.
you can do a lot with this app, and you can probably do more with it than most other BeoVisions in many ways. But
Hmm.
it would be so much easier for so many customers, in my estimation, if it looked so much more like the on-screen app that was in an Eclipse or in a Harmony or in an
Yeah.
Avant, for that matter. It's just, I don't get it. It's so convoluted, and you're.
Yeah, the standby seems to be a BNO thing, not LG thing, because the LG does not turn off if if it's not well. This one's connected, so obviously the ARC will shut it down, or eARC. But it is the setting within the theater, because even if I listen to radio or music, whatever, Deezer, and I pause it for a few minutes, take a phone call, and then I come back, and basically I have to turn it back on, and the song starts from the beginning.
Yeah. Also, something else that is super weird. I wonder if that happens the same on BlueStack, right? Like, if you go to the triple dots up top, product
Okay.
settings, you go to be a remote by accident, and then exit. I want to stop. Wait, there you go back one thing. On Apple iPhone, you go back to the homepage.
No, this one, if I go back one more, yeah, it just goes back to the.
So
It doesn't even go to the homepage.
So product settings, be a remote, like be a remote,
Yeah.
and then exit, and it asks yes, and you're back at the homepage. It's like, God damn it, now I have to go back up top again.
Interesting.
I just wanted to go one back. That's the only menu that takes you back to the homepage.
That's interesting. See, and again, I don't have the 18s over here now. There's an icon. It's connected speakers. I understand this is BlueStacks, so I'm not, too terribly chafed about it, because this, like you can't really Bluetooth pair into this and whatever. This is a good example of running this, so you can actually screen share and show what we're doing. But yeah, it's peculiar that it's not there. So, but if I go to product settings and go to connected speakers, obviously they're going to show up there. Oops. Connected speakers, and then I'll just go done. I wonder if they'll show up again. No, it doesn't show up.
What if you go to a different speaker, your listening position thing? Will they show up?
The Witzery?
No, just stay below there. Go back. If you click on a different listening position below. There they are.
Oh, interesting. So when they're not included, they actually disappear.
Yeah.
Tabarnak. Okay. So there's that. What unders? Unless you can choose none to the TV and music button if you wish. I think I did that. It's restart the behavior TV. Yeah, I have it excluded from the list, but it still does it on the Halo. So if I were to press play and my last source was YouTube on the Halo, it would turn on. I'll show you. Well, actually, this is on right now. What the hell is it in? What source are we in? Yeah, it's still in the line in. Yeah, in line in, it doesn't. Or it does it? No, it doesn't shut off. I just couldn't see the light. It doesn't shut off. But if I go to BNO radio, and mute the shit a little bit so we don't get tagged, and I pause it, 3, 2, 1, pause. I'll come back to this in a few minutes and it'll be off. And I'll put the remote here so I don't cheat. So that's where that is. Let's go to living room. Playing from being a radio. There's obviously nothing playing right now. If I press play, yeah. So there we go. Stop it. And I will wait. It's 11 after 3 o'clock. So in 3 minutes it should shut off. So we'll see. Click on the bubble for easy editing. What bubble are we talking about?
You passed it already, probably. God, we're becoming app experts here.
It's good for me, bro. I use it every day, and I really have not dove into this in this depth, and I appreciate, Guy, that you're, guiding us as well through it, because I did not know. And sometimes it's just so frustrating that where do you put this and how do you put this, but it just makes no sense why, like, let's say line in, you can't do it unless it's a my button, long press on it. It's silly. So that's right. Bubble with tiny speakers. There's the bubble.
And then you can add them.
Still can't get the bloody bastard Beosound. Fudge. I just pressed standby. Let's go back. And pause that.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, you can edit this, but it's not really what I'm looking for.
Play sound.
And then it's got this, I don't know, whatever chord it strikes.
You can change assignment there if you want. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but how do you get this bloody thing out of here, like the BeoLab 11 per se?
Okay, you
Like,
can't. Yeah, just have to reattach it.
Yeah, I have to reattach it and delete it.
You still have it?
Yeah, it's packed up. But that's I'm taking to Halifax with me.
Otherwise, it's there forever until you buy a new one.
Get out of beta and just nuke my shit and start over. Bloody hell. So, yeah, it's interesting that I'm not gonna touch it, and we'll see. The light is still on, but yeah, for me, for whatever reason, it shuts off after 3 minutes. 3 minutes, and it goes to standby, which I don't quite understand why. I'm not a fan of it, but maybe now that we're talking about it, being able to do something about it as far as the app goes and whatnot.
Yeah.
I will contact them in the app and say, like, come on, we got a freaking.
I mean, it should fall in there to bubbles. Because this is their strategy going forward, according to their, was it mid-year investors update thing?
Mm-hmm. Another bug is if you change the name of the source too many times, the listing on View Remote 1 hangs with the old name and cannot be changed.
Yeah, it reverts back to HDMI 1 or HDMI A or whatever it is.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you do it more than twice, the third time you change it, it just reverts back to HDMI 1, 2, 3, 4, or
Gives you a middle finger. Interesting. Then you can't change it?
no,
What do you have to reset?
the whole thing.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Factory reset.
Wow. Yeah, that hurts. That definitely hurts. All right, I can stop sharing now, I guess. Confirm, stop sharing.
These were these gold-plated 90s you were talking about. B&O was very proud of them because also the sales are actually gold.
No way.
Yeah.
They look cool, I have to say.
I mean,
Not something that I would own, obviously.
apparently this was in Miami and they had like some sort of fair for billionaires.
Mm.
I mean, it seems we're too poor to be customers pretty soon.
It's getting there. So I'm glad that I got what I got because this is going to be with me for years and years to come. I don't think that I'll have a need for an upgrade to the TV for a long time unless I don't know what the hell would they have to come up with, in my opinion, or wonder to make me change that or change from the theater.
Yeah, well, that's I did a night tour of the city and went up on the tallest church tower here. It's fucking enormous.
Where is that?
Where I live in this city.
Oh, but where do you live? Like, from this point of view?
Yeah,
Are
it's
you
the
behind it?
internet. It's the internet. I'm not going to point where I live.
But that's cool, though. How far up is it?
The where we stood is 112 meters up.
Oh, wow.
Pretty. Yeah. I need to.
Need to what?
I also need to start a poll because we're obviously being very hush hush, and I understand that not everybody can type or throw smoke around like that.
What's the VHNWIs?
That's the new target audience for B&O.
I don't even know what that is.
A very high net worth individual.
Oh.
If you said what, that's basically no.
Right.
But so the new strategy is mostly
Ultra rich.
sort of headphones and then the ultra gear.
I don't know. Like, depends on I guess on the. That's more or less, to me, it's bespoke.
Yeah,
Nonsense.
but we're not talking like, oh, you make $1 million a year. Like, that's not very high net worth individual.
No, I understand that.
I mean, it's more like you're 13, you have 50 in the bank already.
Yeah, there's few people like that in Montreal, I tell you that.
So, especially apparently in Miami, this was quite a good success because that, was it the 72, whatever, that Beogram, that was, they made it more
72 or whatever.
Yeah, they made it
whatever it
more
is.
special now by literally gold plating it with 24 karat gold, including the speakers and including all the labels and the table legs and.
But see, that's 28s gold plated. That used to come with 18s.
Yes, but this is actual gold, right? Like, this is 24 karat gold, so these 28s are nearly triple.
It's actual gold or just plated?
Plated with actual gold.
Fudge sticks, man. I'm not a fan of gold anyway, so I couldn't care even if I had the money for it, I wouldn't care.
But also,
Maybe if they do it in platinum or palladium, then we're
yeah,
talking. But
you,
this,
you get a golden halo with it.
it's a picture of a Jesus for a screensaver, for God's sakes. It's so.
I mean, maybe now with the extra gold on it, the tolerance are tight enough that they don't wobble, that they don't rattle.
Speaking of Halo, did you know that if you press on the top corner of the cover, you can pop it out on the right hand side without trying to pry stuff out?
I've tried several times, but always been. I can't.
Watch. No, look. Press here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where I'm pressing that. I can't pop it out for the life of me. I got my fingernail under it. Like mine doesn't come up that far at all.
But there's a specific hole in it. Not a hole, but a divot, so you can actually do that. Instead of just prying the bloody thing. Maybe you can get these.
I found it now.
There you go.
I have to like pull it back and then push it in.
No, this one just firmly push and it comes up. It pops the magnet out.
Well, mine was one of the first, so maybe it's
full of good ideas today.
Yeah, mine also doesn't rattle or. Wait, did you buy that black one new? Black, right?
Yeah. No, I borrowed it from the shop to play with all this stuff, but it does rattle too, so it's going back. So,
dear Lord.
Yeah. Because apparently this was a client returned that it just wouldn't work with the network and whatnot. And I had it here for now, 2 weeks? And I haven't had any issues whatsoever. I did, there was a software update for it, obviously, because it's been off for so long. But no, it just worked without an issue.
Supposedly we have one VHNY.
Oh, right.
VHNWI. Sorry. What an acronym. Did you just make up this acronym?
It's a silly way to say it, in my opinion. VHS.
But apparently, I don't know. Current management has it in their mind that these people will keep the company afloat and or thriving. And to me, it's like, even in the lowest days, they never really thought that. Like, they didn't want, well, it's not really want. They didn't specifically aim at
ultra rich,
middle class people. They were rich people, but I mean, surely it's easier to keep your country or company afloat when you have a broader audience you can just sell a bit more of. I mean,
or maybe it's the point of view that they're taking that, like if you sell to ultra rich, most of these people don't really use the product anyways. So therefore, we don't really have to worry about software glitches and bugs and shit because who cares? And it's cheaper for us, but we make more money. I don't know.
Yeah, but just imagine if that goes the other way. Like,
then it's a problem.
I don't have the feeling that the Elon Musks and the Bezoses of the world have time to fuck around with unplugging and replugging it in and have you try to reset the app and that sort of thing.
No.
I mean, with if you are that type of person with the very high net worth, you also have the fuck you money to like, this is 100, maybe 200 grand. Fuck you, I'm never buying your shit again. Like, you better be damn good at that point.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think it's a wrong approach. I think that they should more focus on developing and finishing the products off properly before introduction to the market. Because, like, let's say LG would run the way that the B&O runs for the software and the apps, like, people will be throwing these screens back out of the window. They would never buy them.
No.
They would go to Samsung or whatever. Like, they would just, screw you. I'll buy a Hisense or some nonsense.
I mean, if I'm a billionaire, I'm probably at least working 60 hours a week, if not 70 to 80, right? In my downtime, I don't want to be my own IT support because my speakers and shit don't work,
Hmm.
or they lost connection, or God knows whatever else. It's
Yeah.
like, and it happens, but I have a feeling if you are that person, when you are that busy, when you don't have time to keep up with all that sort of stuff because you're probably making it, like if they lose you, you're lost forever.
Oh yeah. You're never coming back.
And I'm not sure that's a good plan. Like, this is gonna sound weird, but if you make the lowly sum of like $1 million a year,
Hmm.
you may be more inclined to sort of go, I understand, I need to unplug it, and it's okay, whatever.
Yeah, but if you're in a, you know, I don't think most of these people wouldn't even know what to do with it because that's not their expertise, right? And I see that from the installer perspective too. Like it's not just also how much money would it cost him to have somebody have it serviced for him than him doing it himself, and how much money he would lose by not paying attention to what he's doing as far as his business is concerned, right? Like,
I think the unspoken truth of this is that we're in agreement that B&O won't get the techies involved,
mhm.
because it seems like the tech guys aren't really going for big speakers. They go for headphones, laptops, computers, that sort of thing.
No, because it's mostly on the go, right? And it's convenient, and you're always surrounded by a good sound if you have headphones, but you're not bothering anybody, you know.
Yeah, because it seems like the whole Silicon Valley crowd lives so minimally that at best they have a TV somewhere in the house, but most of the time you're on a laptop, computer, that sort of thing.
Tablet, yeah,
Yeah,
or have a computer, a 32 size inch screen like mine.
yeah,
You could use this for a TV if you wanted to.
yeah. Like Sandeep absorb this. They are among at doubling their average sale price over the next couple of years. They want to double their average sales price.
How? Like actual product price, or their sales in as quantity to sell, of selling stuff.
No, your average sale price is one purchase, so much more bespoke.
Hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the average sale price now is around, what would it be? It's probably around 6 grand or so. Like, I
What?
have no idea. I'm just guessing a bit, thinking of like how many sales there are in headphones that are straight through the dealership, etc., versus speakers and that sort of thing. Because there are customers that every 2-3 years say like, "Hey, do everything new in my home. You have 300 grand," versus the 100 people that say, "Oh, I'll have some E8s or EXs or whatever."
From what I see, I don't. There's not that much headphone sales in our shop. It's more like we concentrate on bigger systems or bigger installs.
Yeah, but the problem is like the viewpoint of a shop versus what B&O sees, right? Because B&O does sell a heck of a lot of headphones as well.
Yeah, but they're doing it online. Like I think we deal with more people coming in from, uh, getting shit on Amazon or whatever, and then they get sent to the B&O store with. So okay, so you guys get the sales, but we get the headache. Like that makes no sense to me as a business. Like I understand supporting the own brand and product, but if you bought it online, then ship it back to hell wherever that came from, or you print out a return ticket like it used to be, I guess, and you ship it back to wherever the B&O collection recycling bin is for it.
Uh, yeah, but well, we've been railing against how dealers are sort of handled for a while now
Hmm.
because I this whole online thing I haven't liked for a while. I can understand it to a
I never
degree
did.
for headphones. But I think it's weird that you're undercutting your local market dealers. Like, it's weird that in a country like the Netherlands, where in most places within 30 minutes there's a dealership, that you still sell online.
Mm-hmm.
Because if the choice is I'm going to need to drive 30 minutes from anywhere in the country versus like, oh, I can do it on here. But then the problem isn't online when it goes wrong, but it is at the dealer 30 minutes away.
Yes. It's always like that.
Yeah. But also if you buy, like, back in the day, it was an Eclipse or a Harmony or whatever. If you buy that online, B&O contacts the local dealer at an hourly rate to install it. Which is like, wait, so you get next to none of the proceeds, but you are mandated to install it?
Yeah, that's a little unfair.
It's just like, okay. I don't like this at all. This is why we keep on harping, like, support your local dealer. Like,
there's not that many of them. Fudge. Like, look at Calgary. I mean, Calgary, Canada. There's 3 dealers. There's Vancouver. There's the guys in Saskatchewan. I don't know if they still carry stuff, but last impression I had, they were kind of running away from the B&O, and they were just hoping to get rid of the 90s. But I think they're still selling B&O. And then there's us, and I think that there's a store that opened in Montreal as of either January 1 or February 1 that it will open. I don't quite know yet, but I know that there's a
new one coming. But it's...
And then that's it. They have presence in Holt and Renfrew in Calgary, which they have like an A9 and some. And we show those pictures and how it was all poorly set up and connected, and the display looked disastrous. And like the guy only knows that. What do you know about 28? They come in a lot of boxes. Thanks, man. That's awesome.
Useful.
So,
I mean, from what we've seen in London and elsewhere, is they're prioritizing, like what Sandeep says, they're prioritizing the company-owned stores. From my experience, honestly, you're better not going there, because the people that work there are, I don't want to sound demeaning, but they're employees. Like, when I go to my dealer, he has an actual personal interest in what happens, right?
mm-hmm.
Like, because the difference isn't like, if I fuck you over, I'll just maybe not get commission. It's like, oh no, I lose you as a customer for my actual income.
That's right. Forever.
Yeah. Whereas, like, if you are an employee or just an employee, wherever, it's like, do you care enough to, like, problem solve? The way I see the pay structure, I doubt that it's worth it to bother that much, to fuss as much, versus when it's your own.
Mm-hmm.
It's
plus also, like, it's also relationships that you have built over time and years. Especially B&O is a brand of electronics that not even allows for that, but that's just what happens mandatory, in my opinion. If you buy a B&O system, you are a client for life, unless you get rid of all of it and go, smoke a big bag of crack and buy yourself a Control 4 system or some nonsense. But I just don't get it.
We're looking at you, America.
I hate Control 4, bro.
Crack is not available here.
No, what do you guys have? You guys have fentanyl or whatnot?
No.
No? Wow, we got all this. Like, yeah, Chinese, just bring it.
We do none of that stuff. Like, this, I guess there's some heroin, but even that is sort of like uncool, man.
Oh yeah, here, man, you see these walking zombies. It's insane. People are cracked out. Yeah, it's a different world. I
mean,
they live in, at least.
I also, like with the very high net worth individuals, I would much rather set somebody like that up with my dealer than with somebody that's paid to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Because my people like my dealer, or like people that own the shops, that aren't employees will have a much higher what you call it,
Give a shit factor.
yeah, to go above and beyond, and not go like, well, this took like half an hour more, so should I charge you for that half an hour?
Or they just cold charge you anyways, right?
Yeah.
Because you're just an Excel spreadsheet. And
Well, if I'm an
that's,
employee, I need to be paid because I care about my hourly pay.
of course.
And B&O somehow needs to justify it, so you're gonna have to like pay for it. I mean, then also if you, I don't know, let's say if you are a very high net worth individual and you're with your B&O owned shop for, let's say, 10 years, and you 3 times change out your entire house with the new selection of gear, like, do they care? Is the person that started you 10 years ago still there?
Right.
Or is he some manager somewhere now? Like, do people still know you're home?
And that's the thing. Like, that's the great advantage of having a like business that as an owner, because I've been, it's too bad now that I'm gone from Calgary, but I know every single house layout of the product in every single house because I needed to know that, and it's not just for my benefit, but obviously when you start putting stuff together, and if you go service stuff, then you definitely need to know where it is or what's where, and you also have to have a really damn good understanding of how the system runs, or like let's say master links or whatever. Like I've been to places where, yeah, we just have this little silver eye thing on the wall, and that's it. I'm like, yeah, but where's the black box? What black box? We don't have a black box. It's just connected to the speakers. No. There's freaking active kit. Where is it? And you go through whatever, and you find it somewhere because some dummy put it in the joists in the basement, like hidden, right? But
Good
if you
enough.
look from, yeah, good enough for me and the girls I hang out with, and that's that. And then and also, I think the fault is also that as a client, you should be walked through the installation, just in case I get hit by a truck again and I don't make it anymore. Then you need to be able to pass it on to somebody as far as the information goes. Bring a technician, at least show them all the gear and all the components of it, and then they can service it. But then again, that also comes with documentation and how well do you document your jobs? Like we take pictures and so on and so forth. But you can only do so much, and you can only retain so much of that data. Because what do? Well, you burn it on a freaking DVD now and put it in the rack. Like nobody's even has a player anymore, really. Like unless you put it on a USB stick, well, over time it'll die.
The thing that always works is still a printer. Just take pictures and print them.
Yeah, but that's not okay. What about configuration files for your lighting system, for your
literally
gateway?
Screenshots and print them. Because the paper in front of you can always read. I mean, we may use new formats in 10 years or whatever else.
Well, yeah, but then instead of just having something that you can dump onto the system, you have to recreate it all again, right?
I mean, imagine
at least you have blueprints.
If you put it on a USB drive, right? Like in 10 years, you're going to go, fuck, I don't have USB-A on anything anymore.
Fair enough.
Where do I stick in this thumb drive?
I'm sure there would be a converter hub or something, man.
Yeah, but then you have to go look for that.
Well, yeah, but then at that point, like you have, not that you have a bigger fish to fry, but you have a problem anyways. So if you're looking for that USB stick, then something has hit the fan hard.
Yeah.
Like, let's say you have to replace the repeater or whatever after a lightning strike or some shit.
But it is kind of amazing that, like, coming back to it, doubling the average selling price. I mean, I said $6,000 and I was thinking euro. Guy says about 5K pounds, roughly the same. So it's like, wait, so your minimum sale is going to be like a set of 28s, roughly.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, whoa.
How much are the 90s going to end up at?
Well, apparently a lot of stuff is going to creep up for exclusivity reasons. So, the 90s are the only speaker I'm not sure one way or another if they actually want to keep them. And part of that is the trouble in making them. Like it's the flagship, and
pain in the ass.
This is why they'll keep it, but just that the whole chassis is aluminium, which has to be outsourced to be poured into molding and that sort of thing, and it's so custom that you cannot justify doing one unless it's silly money. More silly money than it already is.
And it's pretty silly money now.
Oh, absolutely. But like they're still pushing down prices by doing them in batches of like 5 or 10 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But
I just really think that, if they're going to keep increasing it, they're going to make it unreachable for even dealers to afford it in the showroom, because that's a lot of money parked in two speakers that you could have been spun around, by ordering a bunch of theaters nowadays, right? And have that money parked only temporarily, because at the end of the day, like, how many 90s do they sell, or do they sell? Depends on what location. Like, I'm sure that Miami sells a whole bunch to these ultra rich, or California also, right on the other side. But like, what happens to the middle? Anything in between? Like,
this is where the VHNWI people apparently come into play, and B&O starts or stops giving a shit about you and I. Because apparently at that event with the 200 billionaires or ultra millionaires or whatever the hell you want to call it, there was like this dude that liked the 90s a lot, and maybe it was a chick, I don't know, but it's like, could you just put a set in every room, please?
Well, that's a different perspective. That's a different, not even perspective. That's a different money talk. Like, those people don't give a shit.
Yeah, but this is like where you.
Well, okay. So then, rationale of that: how many of those clients do they come about in a year to make it feasible, and how often? Like,
maybe
there's
10.
way less rich people than there is poor, or well, obviously, an average people. So it's, as soon as you tap out that market, and I'm not saying that, that's assuming that, I guess, everybody ultra rich is going to buy B&O and just put it in their houses and never play with it. What happens if, like, after you run out of these people, because they've all have the stuff, and quite honestly, it doesn't, B&O doesn't really break that much, and it lasts. The looks are timeless. So
move to China. I heard an incredible stat the other day. Apparently, China has more people with the equivalent of $2 million in the bank than there are Canadians.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah.
Well, there's also, what, 1 point something billion people now?
Sure, but that also means there's 35 million people with more than $2 million in the bank. Like, fuck me, that is a market where you kind of need to be if this is your idea of going after people, right? Like, that's those are your middle class now. Like, whoa.
Yeah, that's, I don't know.
I mean, we're the plebs and the poors.
But the funny thing is that people that work with B&O or for B&O it's not even in their world. Like, I don't understand where these marketers get these ideas from.
Spreadsheets.
And what kind of
everything
research.
Is a bloody spreadsheet. Thanks, you, Anders.
Much appreciated.
Thank you, Anders.
They have a slide in the presentation. They have identified 200 million people target market.
Yeah, those are the very high net worth individuals.
Agencies.
So you betcha that is not even those Chinese people with more than 2 million in the bank. It's like everybody with 5 million and up.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. I don't know. I just don't see it happening here because obviously there's only so many wealthy people in Canada. A, B, not everybody has the same taste. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's where the bespoke thing comes in. But I mean, I see that
But
partially
no,
as a
I'm not even saying like bespoke. I'm just saying that there are wealthy individuals that just don't see a value in spending stupid money in electronics.
oh, for
You know
sure.
what I mean? I'd rather buy myself a big boat instead of spending, $35,000 on a TV set and some speakers where I can have a good time and whatever, or travel or whatnot. So it's also the perspective that they should consider too. I'm
Yeah,
sure that they have done some market research to lead them to the conclusion, Sandy, because it's just it's
but that's exactly what I mean. That's spreadsheets, right?
yeah. Where do they pull the data from is another question.
Yeah, but does anybody actually talk to these people? When was the last time any of these people was convinced by their sales team compared to me, Steve, John, you,
Mm,
to buy all this stuff?
right. So I don't know.
I
I
mean,
just
if you follow Anders on Insta, people, he takes amazing Bang& Olufsen pictures, and I still can't believe Bang & Olufsen hasn't hired him yet to photograph their stuff, because the
they
B&O
won't. They're
stuff.
too stuck up. They won't. They're too stuck up about it.
Imagine approaching those 200 million people with an arrogance like that. I mean,
I'm sure those people are arrogant to begin with, anyways.
no, I understand, but this is where like a sort of it's almost a British tradition, right, of service comes into play, because when
Hmm.
you're dealing with that sort of clientele, you're supposed to be and a gentleman and of service, and there's a kind of behavior that goes with that. You
Yep.
cannot get away with like, oh no, it's just supposed to work, and if not, it's your router's problem. It's like, excuse me,
It's your cable. It's
any
your
of
cable,
that stuff.
right?
That
And then they just go down the list to excuse everything other than their own product.
I mean, imagine if like, I don't know, the Queen, the Prince of whatever the fuck buys B&O, and B&O is sort of like, well, it's not our fault. It's something else. It's like, I don't care. I bought this shit from you.
Yeah.
Fix it or fuck off.
But
I mean,
that's the thing, though, right? Like, it's just how do you see it, or how do they see it? I honestly believe I'm a firm believer of having a huge service support, which they kind of
no,
almost
I
cutting it out.
understand that, but it's a cultural change I would say they would need to make rapidly. If
Hmm.
these are the people you're going after, you cannot, you absolutely cannot treat people like this, where it's always something else. It's because our products are perfect, and it's never ever our product's fault. And it's like, but we all know that's not true. And
Hmm.
almost everybody can accept that there are issues in production at one point or another. Like, I don't know, somebody instead of on Sunday got drunk on Monday, and he screwed in something wrong. It happens. But if it's the bespoke high end stuff that somehow needs to be at a minimum 10 grand, like I don't understand. You need to be of service. It needs to be, yes, our bad, sorry. And
Hmm.
preferably it wouldn't come to that to begin with.
But we'll see where the future takes us, because I don't see it too bright as far as if they're gonna go with the direction they're going. For me, it's six of one, half dozen the other. I'm happy with what I have and own, and you know, don't really have much need to buy anything more. Like I said, they would have to come up with something damn better than the theater in order for me to make a move to something different now. I have enough speakers. Maybe I'll buy another set of 18s because I like them. But in a place that I'll end up living, even in Florida, it's gonna be no more than 2 bedrooms. And how
I
much space do you really need to to furnish up and stuff with everything?
The only thing I currently think that is that doesn't need improvement, but that just needs to be there, is some solution for height speakers that is not passive. Like, for lack of better reasoning, a 17-like product. It doesn't have to be the same, but just an active speaker that works on WISA that isn't extremely expensive or enormous for that matter.
They should have a $5,000 price point speaker.
Something like that.
In my opinion, like whatever it is, that they should make that, because yeah, like if you think about it, yeah, you can tie in two levels together, and then you get basically the equivalent performance almost of a Beolab 4000. But then you can only hang it on the wall one way. First of all, second of all, do you really need Mozart platform in both speakers? And like, why don't you just make a dumb speaker like the Beolab 18 is, and just WISA PowerLink optical and line in? That's it.
I got this question on the Discord not that long ago, and I've been actually thinking about it. Thinking about it now. And we're in January. What's the over under that the Mozart connectability will actually be done by end of year?
What do you mean?
Like, if how much are we betting that it's either gonna be like you can use balance as rear speakers versus not by, let's say, December of this year?
Oh, I see.
What are the odds? Because
I don't think they're high.
Because last year they said next year, in early December somewhere, it's on the roadmap. I mean, and us now or less being experts in this is like, well, next year's a long year. That could also mean December 31st midnight, right? That's still technically not a lie. But
yeah, I don't know
because
I honestly don't know.
I forget who, but somebody asked me, like, what do you think by July? It's like, July? That would be nice, but like,
yeah,
I somehow doubt it.
I don't know. I would love to see it. Would I have a use for it here? Not necessarily, I guess, but
no, but the amount of people that are deep into wanting Atmos, and now we have something that can do Atmos, but nothing to be of a height speaker in the portfolio.
Well, I guess you can go with the palatials.
Yeah, that only works if you actually have American walls, really.
Fair enough.
I mean, and that's kind of what I mean. Like, you need something active that you can hang high up on a wall, or I mean, maybe you're like Elon and you rent your house because you don't actually own it and you don't feel like destroying it to build in some speakers.
No, it's not even destroying it. Like, if you put the speakers in, then the likelihood of you not being or not taking them out when you move is very high, because you get walls to patch, and ceiling is not fun to patch because you got to paint the whole bloody ceiling. Depends on, if you have an open concept, you're rolling the whole fucking apartment.
We went with a polka dot design here.
Yeah, so you can't do that, and then you just leave them there. So it's like, then do you negotiate with landlord to give you at least something that you've paid for them?
Yeah, I really don't know, but I mean like Sandeep said earlier, they also seem to be aiming at narrowing the product stack, which I sort of get, because there was quite a lot at one point, but that was the whole Mozart ASE platform overlap. Also, in that investor talk thing, it's up on B&O's website. They more or less said that, how did they word it? Over the next 6 months, there's going to be 3 product upgrades, evolutions of some kind. I take that to mean probably A9 Mark V. And if I'm low on the or on the higher priority stack, maybe Beosound Core and maybe something like a Beosound 2. But that's all they spoke about. They didn't speak about any new products coming in the next 6 months. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be quiet
Yeah, I don't
here.
know what they have down the pipe. It's going to be a quiet year. Well, they blew the lid off with everything, or off of everything with the theater, in my opinion. This is going to be hard for them to follow up and talk
Yeah, apparently
when it comes
the
to TV.
theater was only available for like 6 weeks or something, and they already noticed it in the sales. They sold was it 100 million Danish kroner of it, which is around,
Silly.
I think, 3,000 units, something like that.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and that was only like the first few weeks. They like the real impact of that is going to show in the next quarterly
Yeah.
update.
Yeah, they're going to have a hard time following this up, in my opinion, as far as like cool factor and usability and everything around it.
I mean, they also talked apparently about, like Captain says, recreating stuff more like the 4002C. We'll see where that ends up and what they pick.
Mm-hmm.
I would love them to do certain things as an upgrade, but it would first of all make it unattainable because it's going to be super expensive.
Well, all the piano black has already now also been moved to Bespoke. So the
Yeah,
black routines and all that. It's
but let's say they do a Beosound 9000, right? And they're going to upgrade it to what, SACD or something, maybe DVD. Are you going to pay 15 grand for that?
you can't buy the media unless they rely on the fact of people that are so hard up on it that they will buy it because they have tons of CDs.
Yeah,
But I
maybe.
remember a lot of clients back in the yesteryears of Beosound 5 where they would literally just trade in their Beosound 9000 for the Beosound 5 with the CD ripper. They ripped all the shit into the hard drive. Then the hard drive died, and they were fucked because the CDs they sold them. They put them in a pawn shop,
Mm-hmm.
got $1 each, and that's it. I'm like, here's your freaking $400 for your 400 CDs, and now you got dick because the hard drive crashed. And touche.
Always keep your data in two places.
Well, but that's the thing, right? Like, how do you do that with the Beomaster 5 when people don't know, right? Like,
Yeah.
so.
I mean, yeah, they also said, interestingly, like you said, was it Tuesday? The portals are definitely EOL,
Mm-hmm.
and they are in a way underwhelmed with the whole gaming thing, and it seems like they're not coming back to the gaming market anytime soon.
Nah, it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm just saddened because these Portal headphones are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And I don't specifically mean the sound of it, because they sound good. The H95 sound better, but it's the usability and the total package and the double connection and that sort of thing.
For me, the Dolby Atmos on them really works because I use them for gaming when I with this PC. So to me, that's literally, no pun intended, they're a game changer because you can actually hear stuff that normally, like if I were to do it or play through TV, then I think people would shit bricks if I would just be shooting here all day long through a theater and speakers in the back. Then you don't
200
get the
quid for a
heights.
PC version. Dude, that's a good deal. For Portals.
Wow. Yeah, that's a very nice price. Well, like I said, they're pushing them out. They're getting rid of them. We didn't really sell much that I could tell. We sold, like I said, we sell a lot of bigger systems in our shop than
I honestly have a
cash
feeling
and
that
carry stuff.
partially why they kept left holding the bag on that was the Chinese lockdowns.
Mm.
Because, I mean, those lockdowns there were so brutal that it wasn't like how it was here. Like, oh, I'll order stuff online. It's like, no, everybody's indoors.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get what you get when we say you get it. So there's no like ordering things and coming to your house. It's like,
there's no Alibaba.
yeah, it's like everything's on pause. Good luck. If you don't have it yet, it's tough.
Hope you have enough food.
Yeah, that. quite
decades
literally
ago.
that happened. Yes.
So
But that's like, even if B&O is small in the Chinese market, that can, like what you said, with that many people, that's easily 10 to 20,000 units. And
mhm.
they were locked down for a long time.
Yeah, China went hard on paint. Fuck. But
So yeah, I just, I mean, if you have your portals,
good for you.
use them wisely. They're really good. I really enjoy them. They're super comfortable. I hope they keep the chassis for whatever comes next, even if it's not gaming oriented, because they are
For the comfort of it.
yeah, they're comfy as hell. Like I think these are a lot better than H9s or H9Is, or I mean, my H4 Gen 2s are quite good, but not as good as this.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't have a reference point anymore because all my headphones are in the storage locker still. But these just sound excellent to me for what I need to do, and
Yeah.
hopefully the mic quality is good as far as the sound, because I've been using it for a while now too. So no complaints here, man.
Yeah, and I like the true wirelessness with PC especially.
Yeah.
I mean, you can literally go take a walk and not lose. With the H9Is, somehow my Bluetooth is shit on the motherboard itself, but that dongle gives you actually quite decent range.
Yeah, it does. Like, you walk around the whole apartment. Even back in Calgary, I could. So
yeah, sad times to see the portals go EOL. Personally, if it was up to me, I'd much rather see the HXs go EOL.
yeah, even though they're nicer, but the usability again is different.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree.
I mean, these portals just make more sense for more things.
Mm-hmm.
At least to me, anyway.
I like them. Too bad they're gone, but that's about it. They things come and things go. So
I have no idea if they work with Linux, Captain. Maybe.
why wouldn't they?
Well, because Linux is weird.
Oh, you mean the USB dongle? Because
Yeah.
the Bluetooth protocol should be the same standard, more or less, in anything, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's the same.
But then I don't know. Like, if you can game on Linux, you can probably put those on. I would think.
Yeah.
So.
Probably with that in mind, we'll call it for tonight.
That's all for today, folks.
As per usual, go to Skinny Play and use the promo code for 10% off. It was in the chat earlier. It's also in the description. Go visit our friends over at Prestige Creators. And thank you, Anders. Everybody should subscribe to Sastram Bio Living. It's a very good Instagram to follow, and amazingly pretty pictures.
Yeah, Anders got some nice pics, for sure.
I mean, B&O, hire this man, please.
For
and if nothing else, do it for the Swedish division.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So thank you, everybody, for watching. I'll probably stream tomorrow. I'll let you know on the Discord. Come join the Discord and all that. Also down in the description. And see you all in the next one. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
You know, when this long night will fade away, and we go back to our old ways, two perfect strangers in the skies. When the sun is going to stretch its arms on the road, turn us again with his shrill call into perfect strangers in disguise. But until then,